Hey, what's up? My name is Alex, I'm a music producer. Sometimes I like to dissect video game music for you guys to understand the secrets of the music in the games you love. Today we're talking about Persona 5 again, Rivers in the Desert. Let's go. Nice. This track starts very heavy already. First thing you notice about this track is that it sounds more cinematic than the other Persona tracks. It literally starts with an impact, like this one. That's used in trailer music to create like a sense of power, a sense of like looming darkness, something huge and heavy coming at you. Love this beat. If we dissect it, it does something like this. And then you have this unison with guitars and stuff. So this idea of starting the track with a unison that then develops into something bigger, we had that in Last Surprise. You can check out my Last Surprise video to know what I'm talking about. But the curious thing about this intro is that it reminds me of a song from Queen. It's the same exact drum pattern, but it's just faster. Also, what is similar to that track is the fact that you start this track with these like bass lines and drums and there's no vocals and there's this beat that keeps on going until the vocals eventually kick in.
It's now or it's never, and I've got to make my decision. This time
So cool.
could be my moment. If this a mirage or a chance to fulfill my mission.
So the Queen example was just one of the references I wanted to make because I'm noticing something else here in the vocals. The rhythm reminds me of something very familiar. Okay, same rhythm. Isn't that Michael Jackson? Like, it's not the same exact thing, but when I feel that rhythm, I think of Smooth Criminal. I feel like this is very inspired by MJ, which is pretty cool. I'm a MJ fan for his music, not the person, but the music is awesome. I grew up with that, so hearing that here in Persona was very interesting. I have to say that the vocals are the highlight of this track for me because like... The vocals are the most Persona 5 thing we have in this song because the harmonies they're playing are freaking crazy. It's like the singer is asking a question by singing the monophonic line and then the harmonized vocals respond to that. So it's like back and forth. This idea is present in most of the Persona 5 soundtrack. You have these build-ups where every instrument stops, the bass drops and everything, and you only are left with the main monophonic vocal and a drum fill that cannot tell you the cool part is coming, prepare to sing along. This happens in every dubstep song as well, and that kind of contrast and anticipation is what makes dubstep drops so amazing and satisfying. Another thing I love about these harmonizations is that the chords they're playing are just awesome. Like, honestly, if you wrote a jazz version of River in the Desert, you wouldn't have to change anything. So this is like a rock, like epic cinematic track, but it's actually jazz in disguise. That's why this track is so cool, I think. Another cool thing about Rivers is the fact that the drum part of the chorus reminds me of some other Persona 5 tracks.
How's that? You like it?
Don't ask why I'm ready, but I'm ready to strike him down now.
This is one of my favorite parts of this track because I feel like the strings give a sense of cinematic and epic vibe to the track, especially when paired together with those amazing lyrics that just fills me with determination.
Don't ask why I'm ready, but I'm ready to strike him down now. I just saw the new stars, there's no time for indecision.
This is why I love video game music. The subject matter for this genre usually goes much deeper than your average pop song where you just talk about how your ex-boyfriend broke up with you. Pop music is amazing, but I love it when it goes much deeper. I love music that makes me feel like I can do the impossible, see the invisible, touch the untouchable, break the unbreakable.
Fight the power!
Video game music is usually synergetic to the story of the game, so a track might have imbued in it the meaning of the specific moment where it played. An example that comes to mind is You Are Not Alone from Final Fantasy IX. You just feel like Zidane did in that moment, and you're like, hey, I matter. Another great example is Worlds Collide from FF13 2.
This is the path I must take. My destiny may change your fate. The pain my heart feels is my strength.
This type of music may sound very cheesy to the people who didn't play those games, and it's fine, but as a gamer who enjoyed those, I feel that Rivers in the Desert, World Collide, and everything are a great representation of the feelings of the protagonists in that moment, but they're also amazing pieces of music for you as a human because they inspire you to become a better person.
Remind us for here, creating new life, creating rivers in the desert.
So Rivers in the Desert is all about making a difference in the world, and it's just all of this is expressed in some simple lyrics that harbor way more meaning than many of the songs that I hear on the radio all the time. There's way more to be said about this track. This string solo, for example, sounds like James Bond. It's very hard to tell because it's so fast, but if you slow it down, you're gonna hear. This happens because of a concept called modal modulation, but rather than delving into advanced music theory stuff here, I think it would be much wiser for me to recommend you to check out my last surprise music analysis on YouTube, because that's where you're gonna find more Persona 5 music theory stuff that non-musicians can understand. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.